Welcome to 444 Empath Tarot. Take a deep breath and relax.
Hello, it's Jen. I wanted to do a general collective reading, energy update. So this is a timeless reading for whoever is watching and whoever it's for. We're going to see what messages Spirit has to relay. No specific zodiac. If you're watching this and you feel like it's meant for you, it's probably meant for you if it resonates. So let's see what Spirit has for you here. I'm going to go ahead and pull past energies, current energies, what's coming towards you, clarifiers, and advice cards. So you would want to stay until the very end when I pull the last card, which is an oracle card to tie everything all together. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit has. Let's go ahead and shuffle one more time. Knight of Cups, High Priestess in reverse, Queen of Pentacles upright. Clarifying the Knight of Cups is the Page of Cups in reverse. Clarifying the High Priestess is the Knight of Swords in reverse. And clarifying the Queen of Pentacles is the Five of Swords in reverse. So let's go ahead and see. Give me a second. Okay, so in the recent past, and this is coming in very clearly, there was some sort of offer. It can be an offer of love and a job offer, apartment offer, house offer, some sort of offer. It doesn't feel quite right because clarifying that is the Page of Cups in reverse. Anytime I see the Page of Cups in reverse, I think immaturity, I think moody. It's almost as if this comes off it comes off charismatic, but the intention is not that great. This can be a person who may be offering you something, but the intention is wrong, right? Or this is a situation where someone offers you something but lacks emotional maturity even. Now in the current energy, you have the High Priestess in reverse, which lets me know that intuition is definitely off here. This can be a situation where something is being offered, but there's some unknown to it. The High Priestess can also speak of secrets coming out, upright. She just sits there, she observes, but in reverse, things come out. Secrets are exposed, or this can just be the energy of some sort of intuition being a little bit jinky. It's like, so discernment really needs to be clear here, and it's clarified by the Knight of Swords in reverse, which lets me know that definitely some strategic pacing needs to be had. If this is an offer on something, and if this resonates with you, I'm speaking to someone that in the current energy, you should really sleep on it, go over any paperwork, think about this, especially with the Knight of Swords being in reverse. This needs a lot of thoughtful thinking. It can't just, upright. It's very forceful, it's very hasty, it's very let's go, very action oriented. But this is giving me pull back a little bit. Something's not right. There's things that need to be said that will be said with the High Priestess in reverse. There's some information missing here. There's some motives that are not just on the up and up here, especially with that Page of Cups in reverse. I don't like it because it clarifies the Knight of Cups, and he comes off very charming. It's beautifully packaged, but the intention is wrong, and I don't like that. So what's coming towards you is a Queen of Pentacles, which is great. This is a more logical approach. Queen of Pentacles, when she shows up, she can be very practical, right? She's a nurturer too, and she looks at things. She's the Queen of Pentacles, so anything having to do in the 3D world, right? Anything on this earthly realm, and she's almost looking at it, and I'm almost getting like looking at the facts, looking at the paperwork, analyzing communication, and that is what's going to allow for this Five of Swords in reverse, this kind of resolution, this making amends. So if I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking of a situation that initially it comes in very janky. Again, I don't like it, especially with the Page of Cups. The motives are off. Something's not right with the way it's presented to you. Something is missing. It's not being offered to you in a way that all the facts are there. It will come out, but you need to pace yourself. If you act too soon, if you're too hasty, if you sign something, if you agree to something, if you do something too quickly, you may miss what you need to do. You may miss the message. You may miss the fine print. You may miss the real motive here. Take a more practical approach with the Queen of Pentacles, and this is what's going to allow for things to kind of come to a resolution. I feel again like she's analyzing something here. This may have to do with money. It could have to do with taxes. Again, anything on this earthly realm, it needs a close attention. You have to pay close attention to this, because your intuition might be off, right? So if your intuition is off and your discernment is off, don't make any decisions right away. You may have to kind of tap into the logical brain, because if the right brain, your spiritual, intuitive side is kind of like the wires are crossed, then you have to use the backup system, which is your logical brain, and really think about things in a more logical approach. So let's see the energy. Let's see overall, what is this speaking of? This Knight of Cups and this Page of Cups energy, King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this could have to do with a situation with money. This speaks of this energy. This King of Pentacles speaks of greed and materialism. I'm almost feeling like I'm reading for someone who, it's almost giving like scam, like you're gonna be scammed. This has to do with your money, your stability, you know, anything on this earthly realm. It's not being presented on the up and up. You know, it comes off very charming. It comes off nicely packaged. This can be a person, because there's quite a few court cards here. It can be an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, or just someone who embodies the energy of that, who comes off very grounded, very charming, very, let me do this for you. But the motives are not, it's not good, you know. And again, it has to do with your money or your stability. Now, clarifying the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords, Ace of Cups. Yes, please go in if you can. You know, the Ace of Cups speaks of new love and emotional renewal, but in this instance, intuitively, I feel like you really need to tap in. And at the very least, if you can't tap in, if you feel like, you know, Jen, my intuition is off, my discernment is off, I feel like with the Ace of Cups, this is like a blessing in disguise, but it comes with a pause with the Knight of Swords in reverse. It comes with a bit of a delay, or a bit of like strategic pacing, like taking your time with this. So if this has to do, if I'm speaking to someone who is going on a blind date, you know, and they look, they fit the part, they check off all the boxes, take a second thought on that. If you're signing anything, if you're starting anything, or if something is presented to you in a way that seems too good to be true, please take a pause on that real quick, because that small delay in timing may be a blessing in disguise. Queen of Pentacles and Five of Swords, and there we go, victory, Six of Wands. Take this approach, please, if you can. If I am speaking to someone who their bullshit detector doesn't go off as quickly, or they feel like they're being blinded by the stars and just things look great, take a more practical approach, please. Kind of move from that energy to a more grounded energy. Really try, if this person is showing up as this King of Pentacles in reverse, show up as the Queen of Pentacles upright. Okay, use that nurturing energy, but nurture yourself. And what I mean by nurture yourself, I mean like nurture, be practical in the information you're receiving. Nurture that information, pay attention to that information. It's almost like really kind of focus on it, because she's focused on her pentacle here. That's what's going to give you a victory. Six of Wands here. I couldn't have said it better myself, because this is about being recognized. And even for some of you, you might even be celebrated for what you may find out. This may even lead to other things that are probably happening underhandedly. So let's get you some advice. We have Temperance. Absolutely take your time with this. I don't know what this is. It could be in any area of your life, because everyone lives a different life. It's a different walk of life, but the overall energy has to do with something being presented to you that seems too good to be true. Take a pause on that. That small delay is going to be a blessing in disguise. Two of Pentacles. I don't even know what else to say. Please analyze this. Please look at both ends of the coin. If you have to look at both sides of the paper, I don't even know if you have to multitask, if you have to chat GPT, look up some things, please do that. Because this is giving, I mean, this is like choices here. Two. This has to do with literally there's two options here. And then finally, Five of Cups in reverse. Beautiful. Beautiful, because with that, it's about accepting. It's about understanding. You're not having buyer's remorse. You're not having any regret. You're accepting the facts for what they are. You're accepting things for what they are, and you won't have to deal with any disappointment if you do it this way. So let's go ahead and pull. What do I want to pull here? I'll pull an Akashic Records card. Let's pull an Akashic Records card to close this out. This was very, very specific. I don't know who this is for. Leave me a comment. I would love to see how this resonates. Again, this is timeless, so whenever you watch this, there's no specific zodiac. You can be any one of the 12 zodiacs. If this resonates, just let me know. So I know I'm not talking to myself here. And I know these messages are getting to someone, even if it's just one person. Let's see here. Reflection. Oh my goodness. You're being asked to reflect on your recent choices. What lessons have they taught you? Reflection is the mirror to your soul's growth. Use it to deepen your understanding, intuition. I couldn't have said it better myself. Reflection. Take a pause, guys. Again, if it makes sense, if it resonates, give me a like, thumbs up, and until next time, take care.